Earthquake in Iceland warns volcanic eruption could wipe out Grindvik as residents evacuate. Volcano in Iceland could wipe out entire town of Grindvik as 3,000 residents have been evacuated from the southwestern city due to the increasing threat of eruption. If the fagr doal volcano erupts on the Raikin peninsula, it could be worse than the small eruption 50 years ago that destroyed the city, says volcanologist Armin Hosen. Ruvputri Ragaus, who lives close to Grindvik, warned of the possibility that the town could be destroyed. The current scenario is that it will occur in or just north of the town of Grindvik. There are no good options here, he said. Residents experienced a calmer night as 880 earthquakes below magnitude 3 were recorded overnight compared to the previous 1,485 earthquakes that rocked the country in 48. The Icelandic Meteorological Office said there was a high risk of an eruption due to the magnitude of the underground magma intrusion and the speed of its movement. I think it won't be long before the eruption occurs, perhaps a few hours or a few days. Eruptions have increased significantly. Thorbaldur Thordarson, professor of volcanology at the University of Iceland, told state broadcaster. The Icelandic Meteorological Office said there was a high risk of an eruption due to the magnitude of the underground magma intrusion and the speed of its movement. I think it won't be long before the eruption occurs, perhaps a few hours or a few days. Eruptions have increased significantly. Thorbaldur Thordarson, professor of volcanology at the University of Iceland, told state broadcaster. The different local nature of eruptions with overlying glaciers, the addition of meltwater means the lava cools so quickly that these very small fragments are soon thrown into the atmosphere to heights of 30,000 feet by the steam produced in the eruption. 250 million cubic meters of volcanic ash was ejected and carried southeast towards Britain and continental Europe by light winds. The concern is that volcanic ash could damage jet engines and potentially bring down planes in the biggest aviation shutdown since the Second World War. 50,000 flights were cancelled and 8 million passengers cancelled their travel plans. Even though seismologists predict a new volcano will form, its eruption will not have the same effect as lava that cools and remains on the surface. In addition, new guidelines established after large-scale closures allow aircraft to fly if there is a reasonable amount of volcanic ash present. Another volcano in Iceland erupted in small numbers on Monday and only 1% of flights in northern Europe were cancelled.